Scorpio is here, and this is a powerful time in order to set intentions that will manifest into whatever it is that you desire. And so, in this live, impromptu live video, I'm going to be talking about the new moon in Scorpio and how you can really tap into this energy. To have a new beginning in whatever area of life you would like, okay? And so if you are new to me, to my channel, to any of my content in social media land, my name is kkatrice, and I am the Natal Chart Navigator. And I help open-minded, ambitious women over 35 to teach them how to use their natal charts in order to increase their prosperity and to improve their lives, okay? And so, jumping right into it, we're talking about the new moon in the sign of Scorpio. Okay. And so, new moons are a time of new beginning. Okay. And so, this is the time when you can set those intentions for wherever you have Scorpio in your chart, right? So a lot of times when people talk about setting intentions, they're just like, oh, set an intention and run with it, right? And so and that's cool. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, but you in order to, and this is just my take on things. This is what has worked for me, and this is what I teach to those who I give readings to. When you are actually setting intentions for a certain new moon, okay, you want to look at the energy that that new moon is in, okay, which in this case it is Scorpio, okay. And so when you're using your chart, okay, you need to look and see where is Scorpio at in your chart, okay. And so you know with it being in Scorpio, Scorpio energy is a water sign. It is traditionally ruled by the sign of Mars, and it is the modern ruler is Pluto. Okay, the sign, not the sign, the planet Mars. Okay, and so Scorpio energy is associated with deep emotion, personal power, and regeneration. Okay, and so during this new moon phase, the cosmic energies are encouraging us to go deep into our psyche, deep outside of our comfort zones, and to shed old patterns and to really get aligned with who we are, with the essence, with the core of who we are, get to really know us and our truth. Okay. And so this is the perfect time for you to set those intentions around what it is that you desire in the Scorpio ruled area of your life. Now, this revelation just came to me like the other day. I was sitting thinking, and I saw that new moons are a time of new beginnings for things, and then the full moons are a time of releasing, right? And so it's setting you up to release for that new moon. So when you look at your natal chart, okay, you're looking at your natal chart. When you are setting your intentions for the new moon, you can also set intentions for the opposite sign. Okay, so in this case, it would be the sign of Taurus. Okay, and so your natal chart is a wheel. Okay, and before I go any further, if you are brand new to astrology and you're like, I don't know what she's talking about, then here on the channel you can go to my astrology basics playlist. And it is, I think it's Astrology 101. I might have renamed the playlist, but I'll link it here in the comments of this live. But start there if you're like brand new. And then if you haven't gotten your free copy of my 3-step framework to become energetically synced with your natal chart, then you definitely want to go get that, because those are the 3 steps that I personally use when I am reading a natal chart. Okay, so it's teaching you how to read your natal chart. Okay, so you definitely want to do that, and I'll put the link to my link tree. You can go there to get that. Okay, all right. So when you're looking, so your natal chart is round, And so you look in your chart and you see, okay, where do you have Scorpio, right? And so then right across the street, in the house across, I say across the street, but right across, the opposite would be the sign of Taurus, because Taurus is the opposite energy of Scorpio. Okay. So when you are setting your intentions for this new moon, okay, you can set your intentions for the house that Scorpio is in, but you also want to look at the house that of Taurus, where Taurus is in your chart, okay? Because we just had the full moon there, okay? So we release things there, and now you can go in and you can set intentions for what it is that you released, okay? So that just came to me. Whenever you're setting intentions, it's not just for the house where the new moon is going, the energy in the house that the new moon is going to be most impacting. You also do it for the opposite house and energy as well. Okay, that just came to me. So if you're looking at some of my older videos when I first got started about a year ago, and I was talking about we was doing our intentions, I only did it for the house where it was actually happening. But you also want to set intentions for the house across the way, because you just released things from that as well. Okay. All right. So I had a whole lot to say. This is my first live since moving. I moved out of state. And so we've been getting all set up and situated. And so, everything is in place. We've been here now, what's the day? The 13 days. We got here on the 1st. And so now this is my first live after, and I'm so super excited. I miss being live, and I had a whole lot planned, but honestly, I just really wanted to really go into. I normally go more in depth, but today I just really want to focus on utilizing the energy, working with your natal chart in order to help you identify what would be the best use of this energy based upon the house that Scorpio is in your chart. Okay. All right. So let's jump into it. Locate. Okay. So when you get your chart, okay, the first thing that you want to do is you want to locate where Scorpio is in your chart. Okay. So for me, I'll use me as an example. Okay. It's the easiest way for me to explain it if I just use me as an example. Okay. So you have Scorpio in your chart. And for me, that's my 4th house. Okay. So the 4th house is the house of home and family. It's your ancestors, your roots. It also signifies real estate. Okay. And so the house where Scorpio is will give insights into the specific areas of life areas where the new moon's energies will be the most influence, okay, where it will have the most impact in your life. So for me, it's going to be the 4th house, okay? Now, if this new moon was happening in your 1st house because you're, say, a Scorpio rising, then this would be a real big influence on your self-image and your personal identity, okay? And so for you, your intentions will be around those things, okay? Now, if it's in your 7th house, which is right across the street, okay, 7th house is the house of relationship, like your serious relationships, partnerships, business partnerships, and contracts, things of that nature. Okay. And so for you, you may be prompting you to look at your serious connections, your marriage. If you're married, you might be really reevaluating. Do you want to continue being married? If it's your business, you might be looking at your business, seeing, do you want to stay on this path? Or do you want to do something different? What do you want to do to up level, to make changes? Okay. So that's the first thing you want to do, is you want to identify exactly where Scorpio is in your chart, okay? Then if you have any planets in that chart, okay, see if you have any planets in your chart in that house that are going to be in any type of aspect with the new moon. Okay, so for me, I have Jupiter in the fourth house, and it's at 13. No, it's at 10 degrees. Okay, but I think this new moon is at like 21 degrees, so it isn't going to. It's not going to be in like a direct aspect with the new moon, but it will be influenced by the new moon. Okay. All right. And so then once you look and you see, okay, so say you have your sun at 20 degrees and this new moon is at 21 degrees. So that's like a really, that's a conjunction. Okay. And so it's going to have a really profound impact on you. Okay. And so any planets that are in harmonious aspects, which harmonious aspects are the sextile and the trine. Those can amplify any positive transformations that are going on. And then if you have any challenging aspects, which is the square and the opposition, okay, that could indicate areas that require conscious effort and adjustment, okay. I don't look at the aspects as good or bad. I look at them more as harmonious, favorable, unfavorable, a little challenging, but I don't look at them as bad or good. Okay. And now again, if you have not gotten, I do discuss aspects a little more in depth in the my 3-step framework ebook. And so just go to my link tree to get a copy of that if you haven't already gotten one. Okay. Now, if you have any personal planets in the sign of Scorpio, okay, so that's your sun, your moon, your Mercury, your Venus, and your Mars. Okay, those are the personal planets. If you have those, okay, in Scorpio, then this new moon will have more of a personal and significant impact on your individual characteristics associated with those planets. Okay. And so you're really going to, because Scorpio energy is such a deep energy, you're really going to be really deep, be really focused. The introspection is going to be really, really intense for you. Okay. Now, you also want to look at your nodes because the nodes symbolize where you're going and where you've been. Okay. So the north node represents your future, your soul's purpose, and the south node indicates your past patterns, what you've already mastered. Okay. And so if you have your nodes in the sign of Scorpio, then you definitely, there's going to be some impact to that north node. You're going to be focused. This moon is going to shift you, and you're going to be more focused upon your life's mission. Versus if your south node is there, you're going to be releasing that. You're not going to be discarding it, but you're going to be releasing the parts of it that that are holding you back, that are keeping you stuck and not allowing you to move forward. Okay. Now, you also want to look at if there are any retrograde planets going on as well. Especially we don't have anything retro in the sign of Scorpio, but if you were born with something in the sign of Scorpio, retro placement, then that could, it will be impacted as well. Okay. And so now that once you've looked at your chart and you've figured out your Scorpio house, and you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing in your Taurus house as well. Because if you have planets around 20, 21 degrees in Taurus, that's going to be opposite of this new moon. And so that's going to be impacted as well. And so you want to take a look at, like I said, both houses. So if, like for me, example, Scorpio 4th house, I'm also setting intentions and looking at my 10th house, because my 10th house is where Taurus is, which is the opposite of Scorpio. And that's your career and your legacy, your public persona. Okay. And so here's some things you can do to work with the energy. Okay, we just talked about setting intentions. So if you want to set intentions around, what's going on within your Scorpio house and also your Taurus house. Okay, um, regularly reflect and journal your emotions, your experience, and your observations during this lunar cycle. Okay, because Scorpio energy is is a very investigative and revealing energy. Okay, because of that, then you want to jot down, you want to record, you want to write things down so that you can go back later and look at it, because things will be revealed. A lot of things will be revealed under this lunation. The energy is at its peak today, but it's going to still be very, very potent for the next 1 to 3 days. Okay. So you want to take full advantage of this energy. Okay. Now, if you have any rituals, any new moon rituals that you do, I think I the last live I did, I think I gave a few rituals, or at least one ritual that you could do. I think that was for the full moon, but you could probably use it for the new moon too. But if you have any rituals, so if you have any like meditation practices, any energy work that you do, or any other symbolic rituals that are aligned with your Scorpio ruled house, you can definitely do those. Um, if you're into candle magic, you can do that. Create a vision board. Okay, vision boards are really, really powerful. And so if you want to say you're looking to move, and or you want to get a certain type of job, you can really create a vision board. And it doesn't have to be those things, it can be really for anything in your life. And you can really focus, because once it's like you see it every day, and so you're going there, and you're visualizing it and you're seeing it, and so it just starts to attract it to you, right? Okay. And um so yeah, that is it. That is what I have for this new moon in Scorpio impromptu live that I decided to do. If you found value in this, which I'm sure you did, please do share it out so that others can find value as well. And if you would like to get a 20-minute energy audit with me, where I go over your sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign, and I also give you some tips on how you can start to utilize those energies, in order to, start getting more in align and in tune with yourself. You can go to my link tree and you can book a reading with me there. Okay. All right. And so remember, possibilities are endless. If you can see it in your mind, then you can definitely hold it in your hand. And that should make you smile, because you really do create your own reality. Have a good one. See you tomorrow night at 10 p.m., 10 p.m. for Astrology After Dark.